Alright guys, welcome back. So today I'm putting a catch can, or maybe two, on the Mini. It's just been time, I've been avoiding it for a little while. Been trying to organise a dyno run, but the bloke just won't get back to me with the time that I can do it. It's really frustrating. So I figured I'll get this done while I'm waiting. And yeah, so let's get busy. I'll fire it up and move it out, and we'll see if it does its normal thing where when I first try and fire it up, it does huge backfires and pops out the exhaust, and then it'll sort of be fine after that, but I don't know why it does it the first time. I'm going to have to play around with well, that's part of the reason I want to go to the dyno, so that the guy who has a bit of an idea can just change the cranking ignition map or angle just so it stops doing that. But I've got no idea what I'm doing. I tried to fix it, it hasn't fixed it yet, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if the battery's isolated or not, we'll see. Nope, it wasn't. You go in there, Dale. Good on you. Alright, see if this thing starts up. Oh, in we get. I should turn the dash and fans and stuff on. Another thing I got to do is get the wire for the starter and run it through this little fella, because it's currently can start in any gear, so I have to do that before I skid it properly. Okay, dash is powering up. Fuel pump. Get that. Ignition on. There we go, water temp's 22 degrees. Fuel pump. Park, see if it goes boom. Oh, there we go. That means I'm out of fuel. Well, lucky I can roll it in. I heard that idle go up and thought it must be getting a bit lean. I'll show you guys a little lesson I learned the hard way. You might see here that this bodywork is bent a little bit up there. Come on the other side. So what numbnuts here forgot to do was I was sitting in the car with the body up and then forgot to pull this filter off to let the body back down, so it's got to come off to do it properly. Luckily I had 2 of these because you get that and that. So it's just destroyed that filter. I'll put it down so I won't forget to do that again. Lift the body up so it's just a little bit easier to work on the engine, as you can see. Alright, look at that. Much easier to get here and work. So, I've got some fittings over here. So these are just left over from the twin turbo oil feed kit. So I figured I might as well use them. So I don't know how it's going to work yet, but I'm thinking I might end up putting these in there like that, or I don't know, I'm going to find a spot to put them. Put them like that, I don't know, and I might end up running 2 catch cans or 1, I'm not sure just yet, but yeah, so I'm going to figure out, take those coils off and get that figured out. Alright, so it's a new day. I'm going to get back on with these breathers. So what I figured out with this side here is, wrong one. Gotta find the other fitting. But anyway, this will show. So this one's going to go like that. So then it sort of ties into that whole space in there. It'll go there, and the hose will come over this way. And on the other side, so this one goes on the other side like that. I'm actually doing, it's because I've already got these sort of factory breather holes in here. I've got this one, and see, I've ground it to sort of match that. So, see that there? And then if you look through here, hopefully the camera will work. So that hole very, very nearly matches up, so close. So I'm just going to drill and tap there, and I'll put some sealant around there, or make a little O-ring or something, I'll figure it out. So then that fitting will come off there, and that hose will come across the back, and I'll mount the catch can down here. So just going to drill and tap this one, get that done. I'll have to block this hole off. Yeah, should look a bit nicer, so hopefully that works. That's what I'm going to get done today. Alright, so see there, I've tapped 2 holes. Got that one there, so that fits like that. Oops. Yeah, that fits like that. So the hole straight through there. So I'll just get a bit of gasket maker around there. Get that all set. Do that up. That's one breather done. I'll just do that up very lightly so that hopefully it sort of sets, and then I'll clamp it right down to fix it up. One done. See in there, yep. So hopefully that works alright. I just got to block up this hole and that rocker cover can go back on. Okay, so I glued a little plug in that one, I don't need that anymore. And then I've tapped this hole, drilled that out, tapped that, cleaned it all out. Got that fella which will go on there. So I'll just put a bit of goop underneath it, like this. Just a little bit on those holes. Alright, throw it on there. Sweet. There you go. Alright, so this is how it's ended up. That looks pretty neat. That's on there. And then that one on there. And then they're both feeding down to here. And hang on, I'll push that out of the way. So I think I'm going to do a little catch cam, mount it here. I have one with a couple of -10 fittings out the side, so that one will go straight in that side. This one will bend around like that, and then it's got a little filter thing at the top up there. So that's the idea, but for now I'll just leave it sort of hanging. I'll jam that on top of the accelerator cable. And that one can just hang there. Bolt those coils back on. And then I've got to move it out of the way and make some room in here because I've got my mate Howard's, or his wife's big Pontiac wagon. Got to come in and fix up some air conditioner brackets and stuff for him. So he's bringing that around later tonight apparently. So we'll get this back together, get it moved back in the garage. Alright, so it's back together. Breathers are in, you can see it there. And there, just hanging down there at the minute. Body's back down, filters on, so I'll drive it out. See if we can't get it to explode again. Alright guys, welcome back. So exciting news, I've got the date for the first burnout test and tune for this. So it's on the 27th at Wagga, part of the Riverina Thrashers little test and tune thing. So it's good, I've got a deadline, I've got a few things to do before then. I just got delivered these, so I put most of them on. With burnouts, you get a lot of heat in the exhaust manifold, so I've got those guards there to protect the leads for me. So I'll put that last one on once I've fixed up the timing. I was having to play with it the other day just to set the base timing. I actually discovered while that was happening, I went to put a socket on there to turn the motor over to find top dead center. That harmonic balancer had walked out about 10 millimeters. And was really loose, so I've done it back up now, but I'll order a new bolt and then swing off that again and try and get that seated properly. That would have been a big disaster if that came off mid-skid. It would have just pissed the oil out everywhere and probably fucked a few other things. Alright, so I'm still having issues here. I'll show you what happens with the fuel pump. I fitted this, which is a voltage controller. You're not really meant to fit them to these pumps, but I couldn't do anything else to get the pressure lower. So here's the regulator I got. Aeromotive 1000 something regulator. So I can't get it any less than about 8 or 9 psi going to the carbies, which is, it's just not great. They don't like that much. So before I go and get it tuned or anything, I want to get that right, because I don't know if it's a bit of fuel's seeping past and it's making it run rich or what's going on. So when I got my pump originally, it was missing this fitting, which is a bypass regulator, which should bleed it off at about 20 psi going to the regulator instead of about 50 going to the regulator. Therefore I can control that a lot easier. So I've just got that blanked off at the minute. I don't know if we can see in here. I'll see what we can see. Alright, so that's the hard line going there, and this is where this bypass comes out. So I've got that blocked at the minute. I'll put that fitting in there. Then this is the return line from the regulator up the front. So I might see if I can get a Y piece here, which will tie into the bypass there, and then they'll both feed back into the tank there. So hopefully that'll drop it. So I'll just see how much pressure we got at the minute. I think that's fuel pump. So that overall at the minute, I think it's wound down. Or the tank might be empty. Yep, I think we've got no fuel in the tank, which is good because I can empty it anyway. Fit that fitting. See. Yeah, which is pretty empty. So that's good. So that's the next step. Drain the fuel out, get the rest out, fit that fitting, and then figure out, need a little bit of hose, a few fittings, Y piece, get that done. The next step will be to adjust all these. So it's got the parallel 4 link in it. I want to get that all adjusted and measure sort of off the firewall back, then I'll measure from the firewall to the front wheels, just to try and get everything parallel. When I done a little shed skid the other day, it sort of instantly kicked out to the left, the back. I don't know whether I can fix that or not, or whether this diff's out. So if I can get this all square, the front and rear wheels square, it should help a lot. So yeah, that's this step, try and get those hoses done for that pump and this 4 link adjusted, and we'll go from there. Another thing I've been doing while I'm waiting for one fitting to complete that, so I just made this little piece out of a bit of 50mm flat bar and some tube. So I'll show you what's happening with this. So this is where my transmission dipstick is, and I've just found it really hard to try and sit it on there so it would seal properly. So I've made this piece, which will sit there like that, and I'll bolt this in so that seals that all off. I might get a little sticker or something for transport, and then that'll drop in there. So I'll just see how that fits. So that'll basically sit there like that. Should be nice and neat, and I might even do a little, some sort of clip to hold that in, but I think it's pretty good for now. Yeah, so I'll paint that up, drill a couple of holes, put a couple of pot rivets in it, and that'll be that done. Alright, there we go. So that sits in there. Nice. Okay, so I've got my new fitting. There it is, 10-8 adapter. Just got another 20 litres of E85. So I'll get this put back together, get that fitting put in there, that hose back up. Then we can put a bit of ethanol in there and try and adjust this pump. So we've got 2 spots of adjustment now. I can adjust this valve and one at the front. So we'll try and get it around the 6 psi or something to the carby. Hopefully it'll work. It's been a hell of an exercise getting there, but yeah, hopefully this is a solution. So I'll get stuck into that. Right, so those fittings are done up. I'll fill it up just a little bit. See if we've got any leaks. Come on. Still got about 8 there. See if it goes up when I wind this in. Right, so turn that off. See if I can't bleed a bit off here. Alright, leave it with me for a second. Alright, so I've had success. I had to modify that relief valve up in there slightly. Pull the spring out and cut a couple of coils off. I did a bit of Googling and that was a bit of a solution for some people. So it looks like it's down. I can get it down to 6 psi to the carbies, so it should be alright. So yep, got the return line going back in there. And I'll just flick this one for you. There we go. Oh, about 6 pound. And I had troubles with the float level on this. Yeah, it's okay now. It was pouring out there before. And I had to switch that off. I have to set the float level really low on this one, or it starts pouring out, and then I had it all filled with fuel again. I had to pull all the spark plugs out, and I pulled all the coils off this time. So it still spewed fuel everywhere, but this time it didn't light me up, so I'm learning. Alright, so yeah, the next step is just to fire it up, see how my breathers work. These are the breathers that I've finished off there. Used the old turbo oil drain lines and adapted them to fit there. So it's the catch can. Fits under there, it's about the only spot I could fit it. Yeah, starting to look good. So I think the missus is having a sleep at the minute, so I'll leave it, won't fire it up just yet. But I'll get stuck into these 4-link bars, try and get that parallel. Alright, so I had to go do some stuff, but I can start it now, so we'll give it a go. See how everything works. The new catch can, see if that's got any fumes or whatever coming out of it, and check this fuel thing. So flick that on. Fuel coming out of there, that's good. Ignition on. Oh shit, that's loud. Yeah, now that's all looking good. No fuel leaking past the needle and seat. Yeah, very happy. And since I played around with the timing a bit, it yeah, seems good, really snappy. So, yeah, now I'll look at adjusting these, get that square, and then should be nearly ready to put the body back on and get ready for the Tastuned Wagga. So. Sick. Yeah, you could. It's because the steering arms are so short.
Yeah.
It's heavy, but you can turn it twice as much as like your work. Yeah. Well, so it turns out when you do step on it, it does clear through that pretty quick, that little hesitation thing, and start revving. That smoked up pretty quick, didn't it?
Oh, dude, instantly. Fucking.
Cool. And I wanted to try that too. Like stepping on it, see whether it kicked out a little bit, but once you get the wheel speed up, it's sort of alright. Cool. Alright, move this shit and then go. Fuck, it's loud, my ears are just ringing.
Oh, dude.